While Isabel is still unpacking her bag, they both notice a notepad on the table. Daniel picks it up and reads out loud the handwritten message. Welcome. We hope you enjoy your stay. Daniel looks around and says, I should hope so, the money we are paying. The note continues. Mercedes, a local girl, comes in every morning at 10, or approximately 10. What constitutes local? Isabel asks in her posh voice, slightly laughing. Daniel, still with his cravat and jacket on, raises his arms above his head and fully stretches. Whacked? Isabel asks. Yeah, tired. Drive all night, they say, but not me. Daniel slurs. Well, we're here safe and sound. That's what matters. Isabel gazes at him. 3 miles to the local village. I'll believe Mercedes when we see her. Mercedes? Spanish name? Daniel asks. Who knows? Isabel replies as she opens the door of the fridge to put some food in from her bag. Outside the villa, out of the darkness, a portly and short man appears in the lit forecourt and walks quickly and directly up to the louver wooden shutters at the side of the building and tampers with the latch. Inside, the now relaxed couple are wandering around arm in arm, exploring the other rooms of the property, entirely unaware of the mysterious man outside who's wandering around. As they both stroll around the inside of the villa, they seem impressed by the big central fireplace in the living room area. Although Isabel points out a missing light bulb and dusty surfaces. Cool reception, Daniel says, only half jokingly. Daniel picks up an ashtray to closely examine the cigarette stubs it contains. Isabel notices the wooden window shutters and comments that they should keep out any mosquitoes. And now they're in the bedroom with its cosy and authentic old-style solid furniture. Daniel releases his full weight and flops backwards onto the bed, making it creak under the strain. His head is just about touching the wrought iron headboard, while his steel-shoed feet are falling off the bottom. He stretches his arms out wide and reveals a thick and ornate gold bracelet on his left wrist. Isabel nears the side of the bed, open-bloused. She leans over Daniel, showing off her hourglass figure. And then she sits on the edge, leaning over him. She kisses him on the forehead. He strokes her cheek gently. Daniel suddenly leaps up and quickly moves to the window and grabs the shutters and rattles them, nearly taking their hinges off. Standing by the shuttered window, which he's now swung open, Daniel says with a smile, Listen, you won't hear that in West Bridgeford. Echoes of 1,000 seashells, Isabel politely responds in her polished accent as she sits on the bed. Oh, don't make me laugh. His grin widens as he stands next to the window. There is silence in the outside darkness, with just the wind whispering in the trees, in a slight breeze. After his very short rest on the bed, Daniel seems to have found a new lease of energy. Hey, should I unpack the car? He asks, but it isn't really a choice he's giving her, more in a manner that he's informing her of his next action. Yes, go on, I'll make up the bed. Isabel replies somewhat wistfully, looking away from him, lost in her thoughts. She looks at him directly. 14 whole days. Maybe more. Standing at the open bedroom door, Daniel points at her commandingly, with a knowing look in his eyes. Maybe. He has a "we'll see how we get on" expression. She looks thoughtful again, head down a bit, making no eye contact with him. Outside the villa, a heavy-set man with closely cropped light grey hair, wearing a scruffy sky blue t-shirt, is fiddling with the car keys which have been left in the ignition of the MG. Daniel is walking out of the front door into the forecourt, flicking back his smooth dark brown hair. The grey-haired mystery man ducks down sharply when he spots Daniel exiting the doorway. Daniel pauses just outside the open door and grabs a grape off of a close-by vine. He bites it. His face immediately turns sour to match the taste he's experiencing. Not to worry, he shrugs. Daniel then quietly hums to himself in a relaxed way as he makes the few steps towards the car. He stretches his long arms down into the open-top vehicle and starts to gather some things from the back seat to bring inside. Meanwhile, stocky grey-haired man is hiding behind a nearby bush, unseen, and he's closely monitoring Daniel's every move. In the bedroom, Isabel is singing a tune to herself pleasantly, while dutifully making up the bed. On the wall behind her, next to the window, is a gold-framed picture of the distorted face of a rather serious-looking man in a brown border mount, Van Gogh style, positioned just above a dark oak bedside cabinet and mirror. Both are lit softly by a floral-patterned white table lamp with a plain frilled white cotton shade. The light oak shutters of the window have a white net overhang and thin net curtains, which are swished to the left side of the window frame. Daniel appears from behind the shutters. He pulls them open from the outside and hands through their suitcases which he's unstrapped from the car. "Come on, Daniel," Isabel hurries him. "We have to shut the window. The midges are biting." She enunciates her words and pronounces biting to make it sound like biting. Her educated elocution gives her an air of authority, as she stands one hand on hip letting the breeze caress her flame-red hair. Daniel responds to this by speeding up his gait. "Here we are, love. Shove 'em over there, we'll unpack them later." Daniel quickens his step back and forth from the car, and this activity, under the direction of Isabel, seems to bring out his northern accent a bit. Or maybe he's just bushed.